Hi guys. So I just want to give you kind of a quick rundown of how we develop an email JSON or RSS feed with Haku. We've simplified things quite a bit, trying to maintain some of the cool artificial intelligence aspect, but also just make it more use case suitable. And that seems to be people wanting some sort of automatic feed for either a newsletter or RSS to feed Hootsuite, Buffer, or WordPress. So this is Haku's homepage. We're still going to be updating this stuff, but everything's basically working at this point. These are the plans. We have a $10 plan that gives you 3 output feeds, meaning 3 JSON endpoints. Small that gives you 10, and a medium that gives you 30. There's some extra attributes that are attributed to each, depending on how much you want to pay, so on and so forth. But we're just going to go basically over the starter plan, which is a very simple JSON, RSS, or email output. It's also still outputs to the social media networks if you want it to, but we're not going to concentrate on that right now. So the user would select which trial, how many feeds they want. The trial is free for 2 weeks, and then it'll start with continual billing. They just click there, and once they do that, it'll bring them over to this page here. This is their main home account page, and from here is where you actually start developing the feeds. So the first call to action here is create a news feed. You would just go ahead and click that, and then I'm going to create an email feed. I'll call it my feed 1. Hit save, and so I've already technically created an endpoint for RSS or JSON. You would click that little icon, and you can see I can choose between RSS or JSON output. So I'll just grab this guy here. So we have 2 JSON outputs and 2 RSS outputs. One is the stories that you specifically tag, the ones that you want specifically in your feed, or the ones that are actually going to be auto-curated. As you start, you'll probably want to start here with the ones you tag, and then as it learns, you can switch over to this, and that means it'll update automatically for you day in and day out. So just as an example, I'll show you what that output feed looks like. And right now, it's basically just going to be empty because we haven't added any content to it yet. Sorry, my internet is very slow today. Okay, so here's an empty feed with no stories yet. We haven't done anything to this account yet. So we're going to change that now by clicking on this feed. So here's the kind of the starting page for where you develop and curate your content. The first call to action is to enter a topic. This offers people some confusion. They don't really know where to start. But I think with your client base, the people who want to make use of this, they have specific topics they're looking for, which we're happy to help onboard them with. For this example, I'm going to use OLED, optical light emitting diodes. This kind of cool technological thing that is also a good example of how the auto curation can work for you, because there will be some misses initially. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that, and the system will tell you, okay, great, you've already created a feed. That's all you need to do, really. At this point, you could just output this straight to your WordPress, Hootsuite, Buffer, or whatever, but you'll see there's some bad stories in here we want to edit out, and we're going to help describe that process. So it's telling you also to curate. You can also schedule at this point, create some sort of email output. So I'll just do that for the heck of it. So this is the newsletter that we can send out every morning with the top 6 articles, either from your main feed here or your specifically tagged articles. You would enter where you want them to go. This is my email address. You can add up to 5 email addresses here, and then have that send out periodically. This one's set out to send every morning at 8 a.m. depending on, it's kind of an arbitrary time, but that's when the mornings are. So I already have a scheduled feed output, and I also have JSON output already. If I refresh this, you can see this is actually a match of my feed over here. I could plug this into anything that accepts JSON, or there's an RSS version of this as well. You can see these are the top 10 headlines from my feed already. So that's great, but we want to do some curation. We want to take advantage of the artificial intelligence. So I'm going to start tagging these as positive or negative. All these look like positive, and as you go, it'll start to let you know, hey, you're doing great, you're on your way, you've already tagged some positive, you tagged some negative. Keep going, and we'll let you know when we have enough data to start with the actual automated curation. So I got it, and that's great. Happy to hear that. So, okay, I've already hit the mark. It says, congratulations, you've given me enough information to try auto-curing your stories. If you wish to initialize me now, meaning you can click this now and start the auto-curation, or you can just wait and it'll kind of do its process on its own. I'm going to go ahead and say train this now. So now the training is in process. We're developing the AI in the background. All it took was me saying a couple of yeses and a couple of nos, and this machine now thinks it knows what I want, is going to start trying to deliver me just the stories I want. So I'm going to go ahead and click got it. And at this point, the training is going on in the background. I do want to add some interface, letting them know what stage the process is in. But once it's done, you get this menu saying, okay, AI training complete. We have successfully updated the smart tag for AI auto curation. You can continue curating to improve the results, or just refresh and let's see what we got. So I'm going to click refresh, and we'll see now that it's weeded out a lot of those sports stories, and it's pretty good about. So here's another miss. That's easy to get rid of. Got that. So now we got pretty much all OLED stories, the occasional miss, but they're easy to weed out. So now this feed already automatically matches up over here. And this is what we're looking at. This is our output feed matching these stories here. Again, I can also just choose the ones I've specifically tagged. If you don't trust the auto curation yet, you can just copy that link and post that there. And these are just specifically the ones I wanted in my feed. So you have options until you start trusting the AI output. Sometimes it takes a couple of days to actually catch what you're going after. But in the meantime, you can still make use of it. And this is also going to email me. I've already set up the schedule every morning to send me the top 6 stories of this feed. So as the day goes on and new feeds come in, it's going to classify automatically yes or no, whether or not I want to see these stories. So that's pretty much it. There's really not much more to it. There's some more advanced features. You can click into a smart tag and add related or stop words. These are the filters. You can manually train the tag if you feel like you want to update it. Otherwise, it will update periodically on its own. And then there's advanced settings. I'm limiting these advanced settings to higher paying users. So if you click that, it's going to say, okay, max allowance reached. Looks like you were trying to do something outside of your price point. It will kind of direct you over to the upgrade page here. So it'll set me up to the $30 per month if I want to take advantage of those features. But I'm fine using the ones that are there now. So that's the basic. It outputs JSON, it outputs RSS, and you can schedule emails. Or if you still want to, you're more than welcome to create a Facebook feed. And there we go. So these are my own pages, and then I can output just like we were before, scheduled output to my Facebook account. It's the same thing. So every day at 12 a.m. it'll just basically post the top story out of my feed here. So that's the gist of it. I think it covers a few things that clients are looking for, I hope. Any input, please let us know. We're trying to refine this thing, make it as simple as possible. I'd love for you to walk through it on your own and see if it works for you. Thank you so much for your time, and talk to you later.